something, Jason. Say that you're sorry, or you didn't mean it, or it wasn't your fault. Say something to justify why. Why you lied to me for all these months about being the father of Elizabeth's baby, at least. Jason, at least have the honesty to admit that much.
It's true. Jake Spencer is my son.
I went to the hospital to congratulate Elizabeth on her happy news, and you were already there, as always. And as I started to enter the room, I overheard Elizabeth thanking you for letting her raise your son with Lucky. Your son, Jason. And I thought I'd get sick, not because Elizabeth and you had a child together. The knife in my heart was realizing you had lied to me.
I'm sorry that I had to keep it a
You
secret.
didn't trust me enough to tell me the truth? And no doubt, because that's the way Elizabeth wanted it. And Elizabeth always gets what she wants, including your son.
Elizabeth told me that I was a father when we were trapped in the elevator, and my first instinct was to tell you. I started to tell you when we were in the ER that morning, but you told me that you couldn't have a baby.
No, Jason, I had found out right before the hostage crisis, and all I could think of was I had to get to Jason, you, the man that I love and trust. Like somehow you would be able to make it all right.
No one can make that right. And right or wrong, I thought if I told you that I was going to be a father, it would just make things worse.
Worse? For who? Honestly, do you honestly think it was kinder to keep it from me, to lie and pretend for months while you and Elizabeth had this secret between you? All that time, you were so eaten up by something, and I wanted to help. Jason, you made me think that you were grieving over your father.
I was grieving. That hit me harder than I ever thought it would. Losing Alan made this decision to give up my son that much harder.
Why did you do it,
Everything
Jason?
happened at once. You told me you couldn't have a baby. Alan died the same day I found out I was going to be a father. Monica asked me to sit with her that first night. I said yes. The next morning, Elizabeth said, I'm going to remarry Lucky. She asked me to let her raise the baby with Lucky as a family.
Really? And what was her excuse, huh? What, was she afraid that Lucky was going to get hooked back on pills if he found out that the two of you had slept together?
That's part of it, yeah.
Yeah? Well, then what was the other part, Jason? I suppose Elizabeth's perfect little world doesn't have room for a father whose life is filled with danger. Or was she waiting for you to dump me so you could go to her and be with her and her kids?
I am sorry. I'm sorry for hurting you.
Jason, I don't want an apology. I want a reason I waited and waited for months for you to tell me the truth, to be honest with me. Why didn't you tell me?
I'm not going to make excuses. I had already agreed to give him up.
Why? Why?
From the moment I found out the truth, I wanted to raise my son. It wasn't the best choice for Jake.
Did you even once stop to think about joint custody? That maybe you and I would be able to take care of your son together?
I am in jail. This is a part of my life. Elizabeth was convinced that the baby would have a safer and better life with her and Lucky.
Why? Because they're married? No, Elizabeth doesn't have a marriage, Jason. She has a pack of lies, and every single second she spends with Lucky is a deception.
But Elizabeth wants what's best for the baby, and so do I. And I know the dangers of my life, and my life is not set up for kids.
It's ironic how Elizabeth used your own excuse against you, Jason. We couldn't have children because of the danger. And now that's the same exact reason why you don't have your son. And after all that, Elizabeth's lies and your big sacrifice, there is no baby. Jake is gone.
If whoever took Jake realizes that I'm his father, they could panic and he could be in even worse danger than he is right now.
It's your decision, Jason. I can't even begin to tell you what to do. All right. There's something you need to know about me. I had a scam, and I would move someplace and find lonely, single, wealthy men. I'd get them to marry me. I would be their trophy wife for as long as it took for me to find out bank account and PIN numbers. And then I would clean them out and disappear. New town, new guy, new name. And it worked like a charm every single time. Up until number 5. Bill Monroe. He caught on to what I was doing, and he got really angry, and he almost beat me to death. So I shot him, Jason. I shot him in self-defense.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Amelia Joffe is Bill Monroe's daughter, and I'm pretty sure she's in town looking for payback. My new best friend is out to destroy my life. I told Amelia that you were Jake's father. Jason, I thought she was my friend, and I was really hurt and confused, and I needed a sounding board. And I got drunk and I unloaded on her more than once because I thought I could trust her. But it might have been a terrible mistake, not only for me, but maybe for Jake.
What's it got to do with Jake?
Well, Amelia could have easily followed me into the park. She could have saw that I was there with Elizabeth saying hi to the kids, and then once I left, she could have easily snatched Jake.
Why would Amelia do that?
To frame me.
Maybe it's simpler than that. Do you know something about Jake?
We're gonna find Jake, and we're gonna bring him home where he belongs, okay?
You go again. I can't walk away from you and Cameron and Jake. Elizabeth, you're my family.
I love
You think I stole your child?
I'm just asking if you know anything.
Amelia hates me, Jason. She has motive and opportunity. Why don't you go ask her if she had anything to do with your son disappearing? Not me. The woman you're supposed to love and trust. My God, Jason. What has happened to you? What's happened to us?